Can you give us more details about the supply agreement that you have with Airbus?
Yeah, it's a new agreement that we've entered into with Airbus, whereby it's a commitment from Airbus to provide us with spare parts on demand to support this new aircraft.
Okay. And can you tell us what your part of the deal would consist of? For example, how much would this supply agreement be worth with Airbus? How long would it go on for? Is it a continuity agreement or is it for the first time?
Yeah, no, this is the first time. So it's the first time that Airbus have actually had this agreement. It's the first time in the world on this type of aircraft. This is a new aircraft, and GVHL have the first one of these H130 T2 aircraft in India, and we're currently using it up in Katra for shrine board operations. It's a 7-seat helicopter that's ideally suited for passenger transport because everybody sits facing forward and you have fantastic views all around. So it's a very good aircraft for that role. We use the aircraft, as I say, it's supported by Airbus, and what this agreement gives us is guaranteed supply of spare parts. So there's very little waiting time if something breaks on the aircraft, or when there's a scheduled servicing, they'll pre-position parts into India for us ahead of time. So it enables us to keep the aircraft flying at the maximum rate of capability.
Okay, Mr. Baker, hi, good morning. In general, how's the business shaping up? What kind of outlook do you have for this financial year?
Business is looking good. That's, you know, as I say, I'm not prepared to say too much about the general business, but in regards to this aircraft and the Airbus agreement, yeah, everything's going very, very well in that regard.
What is it, how much would your outflow be with this agreement with Airbus, considering your other supply agreements that you've had in the past? Is this more expensive?
No, well, it's about the same cost. What this is, it's like it puts a cap on the cost. We pay a set amount per hour to Airbus, and that basically puts a limit on how much we spend. So we know that for every 50 hours or 100 hours or 1,000 hours we're going to fly, we know how much our maintenance cost is going to be. And that allows us to plan and do our budgeting into the future very accurately. It just takes the variation out of the operation.
Okay, and what is the demand for this particular helicopter that you have the supply agreement with Airbus for?
Very high demand. We have 3 aircraft under contract up at Katra with the Shrine Board, and this is one of them. We'll be introducing another one of these aircraft early in 2016. The current aircraft that we were using were a different type of model of Airbus helicopter that could only carry 6 passengers. This is a newer model with better features, and as I say, it carries the additional 7th passenger. So economics of that are good for the business.
Okay. Also, if you could tell us in terms of financials, how will this deal impact you in terms of your margins going forward? Is there going to be any improvement on that?
Very, very, very little impact on the overall margin. As I say, we would have spent the same amount of money, probably, you know, plus or minus a few percent, if we were getting the parts through the normal method. As I say, what this does, it gives us a guaranteed supply, and it also, you know, we have a fixed outgoing cost. We know exactly what our costs are. So it's just a better cost control method. But the overall expenditure and the change to the revenues is marginal. It's significant.
Okay,
yeah.
just a quick last question then. For example, if your sales were around 350 odd crores in the previous fiscal, how much do you anticipate it could go up to in FY16 based on what you're seeing right now?
I'm not prepared to give you a number on that. One of the things we don't do is give any forward-looking statements. So, as I say, business is good, business is strong. There's no real changes to the outlook as we see it. The oil and gas sector, obviously, globally, is having a difficult time with the oil prices having halved significantly in recent months, but that's a global phenomenon. So, you know, we were aware of that fairly early on, so we're well prepared for that, and it'll be a year of stabilisation, I guess, for 2016. There won't be any massive growth, but it will certainly be a good, strong year, as it has been in 2016.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Baker, thanks a lot for your time today. That's Global Vectra, locked on circuit for the day, 10% higher on the stock. Let's take a break on that note, but we'll also get you some trading ideas.